Finally, an Air Jordan 1 High in a pretty standard colorway. There's been an awful lot of drops recently where they've gone for unique stuff and interesting kind of plays on the upper, different colorways. There was it the Zoom? I think it was the Zoom. I'll put a link to it, ding, right there. And a picture behind me, I think it was called the Zoom, which had like an all sort of dark, almost gunmetal grey upper until you shone a light on it, and then it went whoosh, it was iridescent. And there have been a lot of other different drops, even the 3.0, the shattered backboard 3.0s in that kind of patent leather, that popping kind of shiny, glossy leather, and only in black and orange without any white to offset that color there. So there's been an awful lot of Air Jordan 1s, especially highs, that are in standard, not standard, it's quite the opposite. They're in non-standard colorways that have been dropping. But finally, here we've got one that's coming that's in a pretty much standard colorway. There's a little bit of detailing effect on there, which we'll talk about later in the video, but basically it's your standard Air Jordan 1 High, and it's great to see that coming real soon. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at that, which is the Nike Air Jordan 1 High Bloodline. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel, Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel des. Mainichi Apsuno no de, mainichi mite kudasai. And every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews, and a little bit about the butter movement. If you have no idea what the butter movement is, bing, there is a link to $1 million sneaker collection, which will help you understand. Also, part of that butter movement sort of collaboration, tie-up, is a game that we're playing. And it's a game where I drop hints in videos, and then on a Sunday, one of the rarest sneakers in the world comes to the channel, and you have to work out from the hints what it is. Today's hint is Reebok. Today is the 5th day of dropping hints for the channel. It's the last chance to put those hints together and try and work out what sneaker will be coming tomorrow, and today's hint is Reebok. So if you can work out from all of those hints what it is, hit me up with a comment down below and let me know. If you want to know more about the game, ding, there's a video that explains how the game works, so I don't have to waste time doing that, and there's also a link in the description down below that does that too. So we've got that out of the way. Butter movement stuff I usually save to the end of the video so that we can keep the sneaker front and center, and that's what we're going to do right now with this Bloodline right behind me here. Now I'm going to talk you through the different features on this. There's a couple of really interesting features on it that are, you know, unique to the Air Jordan 1 line, but basically it's a pretty standard looking Air Jordan 1 sneaker, which is great. I think Air Jordan in general have been overdoing it a little bit this year, especially with the 30th anniversary of the 4s, and coming out with really sort of wild and crazy sort of ideas and takes on the sneakers, which is fine as long as you balance it out with some sort of standard kind of colorways, and that's why I see this as a return to standard for the Air Jordan 1 High. Lows and mids have been dropping throughout the year with more regularity than usual. An awful lot of lows and mids, and especially the lows and the mids, have been standard colorways. They haven't played around so much with the materials or the styling of the lows and the mids. If you think of the shattered backboard lows, I think there were purple lows as well. There was the orange. There was an orange mid that they didn't call shattered backboard, but for all the world it looked like a shattered backboard. And other mids as well. I'm trying to think. I reviewed something for the channel last week that was a Air Jordan 1 mid, and it's totally gone. Facetasm, was it the Facetasm? But it's great to see the highs coming in there, and a standard high. There have been a few highs that have dropped, like I said, in patent leather and things like that, so it's great to see a sort of standard colorway. And we're going to be having a look at that today. But before we do that, this is a sneaker channel, and sneaker channels and YouTube channels in general need subscribers, so please do hit the subscribe button down below. And if I forget to say it, you'll forget to do it. Hit that like button down below too, to help the channel and help the video, because when you hit the like button, it really does make a difference to me. So thank you for doing that. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I do say at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku, zehi, yoroshiku onegai shimasu. あと、下のいいねをクリックすると助かるので、いいねもクリックしてください。ぜひ、いいねも登録もクリックお願いします。最近日本語本当にスムーズで言えないね。すいません、本当に。Anyway, let's have a look at these sneakers. So it's the Bloodline, they're calling this one. And I think it's a cracking looking sneaker. There's a few features on it that I really like. I want to have a look at the piping, which is the main feature on it, around the overlays and the underlays. Is the piping effect is the main kind of point to look at. So if we start towards the front of the sneaker and look at the piping there, what I'm interested in is whether the piping overrides the coloring, if you know what I mean. So to me, when you put piping on something, it should be discreet and add to the main colors, but it shouldn't override the main colors of what the sneaker is. So looking at the toe area there, you should be able to see that the piping does exactly that. It's very natural, and it complements, that's the word I'm looking for, it complements the base colors of the sneakers. But then as you come back through past the laces, which are a cracking choice of red, I saw a pair of these sneakers without the laces in, and it was like, whoa. With that red, those red laces on there, it makes a difference to the kind of total experience of looking at the sneaker and the total colorway. And then towards the swoosh, and we're getting into the heel area, and again that piping there, it's not too dominant. It doesn't dominate the rest of the colors on the sneakers. And I'm glad to see the white toe box and the white midfoot panel, because recently, like I said earlier, the Jordan line have been bringing out a lot of two-tone sneakers, like the Shattered Backboard 3.0, which were orange and black only, or single tone like those Zooms I described earlier. But it's good to see them have the white in here to offset those reds of the rest of the colorway. So I think in terms of that, the red piping is just the right size. It's the right kind of depth of red, if you know what I mean. It's not too dark and it's not too bright, so it complements what's going on with the rest of the sneaker without overloading it. So, and then we come up towards the ankle area, where one of my favorite features of the sneaker is. I've been quite critical. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say I have been hyper critical about the Wings logo in recent times, that the Wings logo has not done a very good job of doing what it should do. Sometimes it's way too sort of overriding. I remember one that was just an outline of the Wings logo, and it was just a solid metal with no detailing on it at all. Another one that was like the outline of the Wings logo, but with like ridges all the way through it, and I was like, unnecessary. In the case of these, yes. What I especially like is that the Wings logo and the wing itself that is on are the same color, and it's an embossed Wings logo on there, not embroidered, and it's not in another color, which it could have been. They could have done it in that red, but I think because of the depth of the red, if they put that deep red on a dark background, it wouldn't have really stood out. So instead what they've done is they've just embossed it, so you've got a single Wings logo color on the same color background, and to sort of to accentuate, to exaggerate my point about the depth of the red that's in this sneaker, let's have a look at the outsole, which is a very deep cherry red outsole. I reviewed I'm not going to remember what it is, but it was a really interesting sneaker made by Toby Hatfield, brother to Tinker Hatfield, and it was a sneaker, an Air Jordan 1, that was designed to be accessible to people who have walking challenges and difficulties, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was called. Ease Fit, maybe. Fit Ease? Ooh, something like that. And that also had a cherry red outsole, but it was a proper poppin' cherry red outsole, whereas in the case of these Bloodlines, it's a deeper red cherry red outsole. And because of that deepness of the red, if they'd put that the Wings logo in that deep red color and then have it on a very dark background, it wouldn't have worked, and you wouldn't have been able to see it. So it was a good decision on the part of Jordan and the Nike line to go with an embossed single color Wings logo on that background, instead of trying to do something a bit more creative with the red. I actually say yes on it. Now in total, even though I like this colorway, even though I like the balance of the colors on this, in total for me there's just a little too much piping. There's just a little too much piping. So hopefully I've got like a lateral view of the sneaker here, and you're getting a sort of experience of the toe box piping, the midfoot piping, and the ankle and heel piping. And I think there's just a little bit too much. I don't know where they could have toned that back, or sort of peeled that back, or taken it back a step. so there wasn't so much. They could have, found a creative way to do it, or maybe in a different color or something. But there's just a little too much of it. It's not too big. It's not too sort of fat in relation to the dominant colors of the upper. But there's just a little too much for me, and I wish that it's found a way to kind of somewhere, maybe around the lacing system or something like that, just to have a little bit less of that. And I think it would have been an absolutely popping sneaker. I'm sure, though, people out there are going to be definitely looking for these guys and trying to get them in hand. It's an Air Jordan 1 High, and it's great to see a sort of Air Jordan 1 High like this with pretty, it's not basic, true to form, not true to form, but true to purpose, true to style, true to what it means to be an Air Jordan 1. This colorway, it's just that piping is a little bit too much for me. But you might have a difference of opinion. If you do, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate it very much when people do comment on the videos. And like I said, hitting that like button down below helps too. Okay, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content. Tomorrow, Shoe Butter is back with his second video from the shoe department, where he's going to show us some of the rarest sneakers in the world as part of the Shoe Butter Shoe Matsu game, where I drop hints throughout the week and you try and work out what Shoe Butter is going to come up with on Sunday. As I said earlier in this video, it's video number 5, and it's your last chance to put together those 5 hints and try and work out what it is. And today the hint was Reebok. So put that together with the other 4 hints in the week, and hopefully you can work out what Shoe Butter is going to come at us with tomorrow. And if you do work it out, you're going to be like, oh my God, I definitely have to see that video, because it's nothing but heat from the shoe department and Shoe Butter. Okay, thank you guys for checking out my content. Truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate you checking in from time to time and getting my watch time up there and getting my content up there. For now, though, it's time for me to check off. But as I do this every single day, it means at the end of my videos, I can confidently, although not smoothly, confidently say to you that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.